Hello, thank you for clicking over to watch this video on my Mieri Crafts channel. In my first video I showed you several trees I'd made with wire and small stones. This time I'm going to demonstrate me making one of those, the one in the circular frame. I'll be using a metal circle, copper wire and semi-precious stones. These are what I'm going to use. Semi-precious amazonite stone chips, 2 different widths of gold-coloured copper wire, a metal hoop and some jewellery making plier tools. To start the project, I'm going to take the narrowest gauge of the wire, measure it against the ring, making sure I've got at least twice the diameter of the ring. I'm then going to use that first piece that I've cut to measure off the rest of the pieces. It doesn't need to be accurate because there's going to be some difference as we bend and twist the wires. This does take quite a bit of time. To tell you the truth, it took me 3 days to do the whole project by doing a little bit at a time and stopping, having breaks and rests. After cutting enough pieces, it's time to tidy up the bundle because they will have got a bit untidy. I hold them in my hand with a bit sticking out, making sure there's no more than about a centimetre difference in length. The reason I want them in a nice bundle like this is because it makes it easier to twist and turn to make the trunk of the tree. This can be hard work, which is why I use the pliers in some places. You will need a bit longer trunk than you think you need because the trunk itself will be bent and twisted later on. Now it's time to twist the roots, twisting bundles of wires together, separating them out and twisting fewer numbers together and fewer again until you land up with individual wires as roots. I then spread the roots out, see how they look, wrap each wire round the big metal ring once, check again that they look okay, before winding each wire around a couple of times, 3 or 4 which would be enough, cutting off the ends and making sure they're tucked in properly. Don't worry if the roots don't look even, they're not supposed to be. The next thing we're going to do is actually make the trunk of the tree uneven by twisting it this way and bending it that way. Once the trunk is in place, the wires are separated out and twisted into clumps to make branches, separated some more to make twigs. Once the branches and twigs have been twisted to a shape that looks good, it's time to stop to put the leaves on. The wires need to be separated out and stones put on. I like to have the leaves spread out, though some people like to fill them all close together. I hold them in place by kinking or twisting the wire around them, and then the end of the wire gets wrapped around the metal ring to hold them in place. I carry on like this all round the hoop, but I have to do several turns and stop because I can't do it all in one go. When the last leaf is in place and the last thin wire has been wrapped around the metal hoop, it's time to start with a broader wire. Cut a piece about 1 metre long, fold it in half and twist the top to make a loop. This is what will be used to hang this tree. Take both ends, choose where the loop is to go and wrap the ends going one way and the other around the top of the metal ring. The branch wires can be moved a little bit to one side or the other to give a bit room to manoeuvre. Wrap the wire around between the branches, but not the same number of wraps each time, so that they are different spaces between them. Of course, this first piece of wire will not be enough to go all around. So after tidying in one end and pressing it with the pliers, cut another piece. And I found the best way is to actually turn up the end of this new piece, put that around the hoop and hold it in place with a thumb and finger while I wrap the wire around the metal ring. Keep doing this and then tidying up the end afterwards. Keep going, adding pieces of wire and wrapping. Then make sure you tidy up by pressing in loose ends and cutting off anything that is sticking out. And there the tree is finished. I hope you liked watching this demonstration of me making it. Before I go, I need to give a shout out thank you to WG from the George Boys channel for going on the camera for me today.